At the start of the season, a lot of NBA fans were pretty ready for a Cavs-Warriors Volume 4, but is that still a certainty? Welcome to Give and Go. I'm Madelyn Burke, joined by DeAntae, Prince, and Rohan Nadkarni. Guys, which team between these two, Cavs and Warriors, has a higher panic meter right now?
I would say it has to be the Warriors, right? I mean, they're dealing with real-world issues in the sense that you have guys who are actually coming back from injuries. And then when you look at the Western Conference, the competition over there is just so much higher. And I think Rohan talked about this a little bit in his power rankings today. The Heat, the Wizards, the Bucks, like these teams, we just don't know what to make of them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think I would genuinely agree for the Warriors, but let me make the case for the Cavaliers in terms of why they should be more panicked. We now have a season-long, worth of evidence that this team can't play defense, right? You could make the argument for the Warriors when Steph comes back. They still have a level that no other team can reach. They still have Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson, who theoretically will try once the playoffs start. They'll actually start carrying. Whereas the Cavaliers, I mean, all these new players, they still haven't found a combination that really works. For much of this season, the Cavs have been even with LeBron on the court, meaning that, his plus-minus has hovered around 0 for most of the year. That hasn't happened since his rookie year. I mean, it's kind of remarkable that as great as he's been, he almost hasn't been able to lift the team kind of higher than what they should be. So, Toronto looks a lot better. Boston is still a tough out. So I think Cleveland's, panic has been high all year.
But with Cleveland, they've had a high panic all year. The Warriors are kind of coming back from injury right now, out of rhythm. Is it possible that neither of these teams make it to the finals?
I mean, that's a total possibility. I mean, the Rockets are really good, obviously. I mean, they're great on offense. You have James Harden, you have Chris Paul, and these guys who are really hungry to win, and D'Antoni too. They haven't been there before. They really want to win a finals, and Harden kind of wants to get rid of those demons that he had from the season before, where he's on the bench and people are sort of trying to figure out what even happened to him, where he sort of disappeared after having the NBA season or MVP season.
And both Harden and Chris Paul have had kind of like those demons in that second round of the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, do I think there's a chance? I think right now, the first week of April, you have to say it's likely that both those teams won't make the finals.
Yeah.
I mean, what the Rockets are doing right now is just kind of incredible. Something that is interesting, when the Warriors, for much of the season until the last couple of weeks, had a better net rating than Houston. But, I mean, what the Rockets are doing, when Paul and Harden can play even bigger minutes in the playoffs, if Steph isn't 100%, I think right now, if you had to pick today, you'd have to say that, the Cavs and the Warriors neither of them are the favorites to come out of their conference.
Playoffs are 2 weeks away, so a lot remains to be seen. But until then, continue to check out the crossover on si.com/NBA for all the latest on and off the court.